And obviously, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us many things about these angels. And the thing is that it's in every culture, in every theology, you have some form of belief in the angels, right? In Judeo-Christian thought, you have a belief in the angels as being a creation that, can make mistakes. They've been reduced to fallibility. They can fall. So you have a concept of dark angels, Lucifer, the devil. And in fact, they don't actually separately believe in a category of jinn. They're simply demons and dark angels. So they do have that category. They do have that belief. And within Christianity, you'll find many different beliefs about who the specific angels are and what their roles are. So for example, in Mormonism, Gabriel is Nuh alayhi salam. He's actually Noah, right? So you'll find different beliefs as to who they are within Christianity and within Judaism. You'll find that in Judeo-Christian thought as well, the angels are created from fire, whereas the Prophet ﷺ told us they're created from what? From light. And that excludes all forms of impurity. And As-Suyuti rahimahullah says, Allah chose to create them from the most beautiful creation, which is light, because that is what He chose to create His hijab from, His veil. As the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah speaks from behind a veil of light. And it's a testimony to their infallibility. Now, do they have physical presences as well? Do they have a physical presence, or are they just light? Right? They do have a physical presence. And they have a pretty dominating physical presence. Right? And a lot of times when you see portrayals of angels, because again, you'll find them even in the thought of Confucius, there's a belief in angels. Even the pagans of Mecca believed in angels, but they called them what? Banatul Rahman, the daughters of the Most Merciful. So if you looked up a Wikipedia entry of Gabriel, for example, and you saw the portrayal, right? And you see the portrayal of most angels in drawings and in sculpture, you'll find that they look like babies in diapers, right? They're very weak, small creatures, right? Whereas the portrayal that we find in our religion is that this is a strong creation, a huge creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that do as they are commanded, that exclude all forms of fault, all forms of flaw, all forms of impurity. Just as we testify that the messengers of God, all of them, Abraham, Noah, Jesus, Moses, David, peace be upon them all, just as we testify that they are all infallible and that they do not commit those mistakes, the angels as well are completely infallible and do not disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with anything that's been given to them. As Allah tells us in the Quran, لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون.